It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
This is the Vibes Podcast. This is the Vibes Podcast.
Okay.
Part 2. We got your guy, Two Dimple King, aka your favorite Leo, and aka your eyebrows is always fleeky.
Hello.
And we got my favorite co-host going on right now.
I am E. Grady the baby.
And we got a man who knows when the show starts and ends, apparently.
I mean, come on now.
Our special guest.
Let them know who you are.
I'm comedian Dave Butler.
Woo!
Known for a few things. One thing I had a lot of people know me for is roasting a lesbian. And it's at like 60 million views total, maybe.
Was it like a Manny Fresh lesbian or like?
I like to leave it to your imagination because I don't picture it. That's the art form of it.
Oh,
I had other angles. I said no.
I ain't going that way.
I ain't going that way. I say everybody can have their own dyke in their mind.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Because apparently mine's got on a sports bra.
Yeah, you said
and
sports.
some Ethicus boxes with her dildo hanging out the split. So
Now,
like she could pick.
I will say this.
Shouts out to the LGBT community.
Yes, she was built like she had one son already.
Oh man!
You know those light tiger stripes on your butt cheeks? They real light though.
The real light.
Oh,
They from the Slim Lady.
Like one filter on your Instagram and get rid of it, but it's there.
In the words of wife and Lucci, home.
And then she kind of had like the I will say for lesbians that what are they called? That's like the guy kind. I ain't trying to offend nobody.
Studs is the person.
The stud, the butch.
Okay, the stud muffins, right? When they wear the designer belt up under their ass with the boxer briefs, it's like a wonder bra for titties for them. Like the ass be so.
I'm sorry, yo, I agree.
Soft, like because I hugged her, it was like, yo, let's have a weird threesome somewhere.
Not a weird
threesome. And she looked at me for a second, like, wow.
Is it weird for guys who are turned on by like those types of women?
I'm gonna tell you this. It's because you gotta think like I'm 38.
Okay.
I remember an era where women wore baggy clothes and was sexy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
So it's like, to me, it leaves something to the imagination.
So you just thought she was ready like R. Kelly, and then
and then on the other end, you gotta think the shit they wear. So imagine a woman been wearing a fucking sports bra for 18 years. Them titties sit like that when the bra up.
Damn.
True.
Yeah.
They don't
think
even
about
move.
that though.
They don't
See,
even
but I'm
move.
gonna tell you. One time, this girl had she messed with girls. And she would, I think she called it flipping them. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what they
Flipping
call it.
houses.
Flipping them.
Basically, she was saying she knew how to convince the boy ones to do girl shit. So like nigga, some of them pictures was just like badass bitches that just had nigga tattoo sleeves. But they was bad though, yo, like bad.
But Dave,
Yes, ma'am.
please tell us who Dave is.
I am. Damn, that's ever since that Mike Tyson Boosie fucking interview. I don't know.
I ain't even see that yet.
That was real.
That nigga said,
was
"Who
real.
are you? And why are you like this?" And he was just like, "I am." He was like, "That ain't what I'm talking about. That ain't what I'm talking about. That ain't what I'm talking about." I'm like,
All right, so it's on you. Who are you, Dave?
I will say I'm a generational curse breaking man from West Baltimore.
How did you feel? How did you start breaking the curses? Coming from West Baltimore, not easy.
What's crazy is, yo, sometimes shit be so bad that when you do shit good, it's not as good as you think. Long story short, when I graduated from high school, they threw a parade like it was college, nigga.
They had the Baltimore Rockets out that bitch.
They tried to get Tim Trees to perform back rows at on my block.
Yo.
We had to settle for the CD. It was drinks, it was weed, it was a damn near parade. People was crying, all kinds of shit. So I was
They
like,
said,
fuck college, I made it.
Never.
I said, I made it. Fuck college. They thought you thought I went to the military.
Oh my God, man.
Then I wound up going to Test College.
Okay.
That was
How'd that go?
bad. Because I ain't realized, now that I know from doing stand-up, right, and doing clubs, or just hanging out and being an adult, whenever something bad happened, they changed the name.
That's true.
Like you ever go to a club somebody gets shot, they be like, it's called Weavers. Bow. It's called Checkers. Bow. It's called Johnson. Bow. You understand? Like,
then it's closed for 6 months. Then it's back open.
It gets so bad. Sometimes I just tell niggas the address where I'm performing. You gotta tell the nigga the old whatever. Yo, come and see me at Josh's. What's that? The old Jacksons. He's like, what? Oh, okay, you should have told me. You know,
I remember that place.
I'd have been places so bad you leave, I'd have come back. The name changed that fast.
Oh shit!
I think I left my keys in the car. Wow! Oh shit! They done changed the name.
So,
like on Wheel of Force, they just split like gas station prices.
So Dave, we know you do comedy, but how did you get into it?
I just always been. I'm like the only guy in my family for the most part.
What?
You're the only guy
in my family for the most.
What's for the most part?
The nephews is younger. They rappers.
I got 3 sisters.
Oh God.
I had a lot of female cousins.
Damn, sound like outfit.
Yeah,
for the most part, that was. I got a big family, but as far as like, because my mother had the cool house.
Oh,
so
everybody
all my cousins and them came there.
House.
But it's like when you got that many women in your family, they like guys like me and you right now. If we work together, we could argue nose to nose right now, and tomorrow we'll be sipping and talking regular. That's just how it be sometimes.
And we holding on.
Yeah, so I walk in a room
it's the period.
Like I gotta break this ice. So it started out just me just always breaking the ice in tight situations. And then
is that when you knew you were funny, like doing those type of family situations?
And then the defense mechanism came in.
Talk about
My mother was a drug addict,
Okay.
but she also worked at the school I went to.
So you always had a story.
They always fucking this. You gotta think the age I am. Your mama on crack rock, shit like that was out. You know what I'm saying? So I remember the first time. I don't know how old you guys are. How old are you?
I'm 30.
How old are you?
Damn, I'm 27.
Y'all niggas ain't gonna remember, but
back in the Super day, Pride, I'm gonna remember.
It used to be. My mother used to buy wigs, hella wigs, right?
Oh, I like her already.
But the thing was, I feel like being a kid, you can't switch from like fitted hats, like rock one for a week. You know what I'm saying? Then
like today you can, but back then, hell no.
She was rocking them, and it was like extremely different. And this when my dama had the wig spot, I used to be so mad, and that bitch waiting by the great cookie. So
still there by the day.
So one day she had the curl wig, right?
Okay.
And the very next day she wore like the blonde, like almost like Beyonce hair.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Shit.
And the kid said to me, and this is the first joke that got like a fucking big ass explosion on me. I had to come back from. The nigga said, yesterday your mother was Ice Cube and the day she yo-yo. Nigga. That shit hurt.
I do not have corona. This nigga funny as shit.
That shit hurt. And that's when I had to figure out how to. And then I became like a vigilante too.
Okay.
Because it was like I didn't roast I never cracked on a kid that didn't have no control over their situation.
Okay.
And then like in my neighborhood, we the type of friends where real friends don't let you have self-esteem.
Right.
Oh, not at all. You getting the smoke.
So anytime you ever see I'm Gonna Get You Sucker?
Yes.
How that nigga was walking with the fishbowl shoes. That's how we used to do niggas that came outside. Like the fresher you was, the worse we get you. So when you come talk about brand new socks, drawers, t-shirt,
that sound like how I
pants, shoes. You not getting we gonna roast you. You better have great taste, and we still gonna talk about you.
You better be confident.
Yeah. So I used to just crack on the kids that cracked on the kids. So I like sit back and watch.
So you was a vigilante.
Yeah, like you want to be.
Oh, you want to be funny, bitch?
Kind of like on 8 Mile when Eminem rapped about Exhibit when he was.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I was.
Oh, you want to be funny, bitch?
Yeah,
okay.
So that's how I used to do.
So what led you into hitting that stage?
I always knew I wanted to, but I was like, I'm like in real life, like one of the most awkward people. I don't like eye contact. I don't like everything weird. Like, and it's like people that do like they into psychology. They don't trust me because I break all the stereotypes of like untrustworthy.
Right.
Like I don't like to look people in their eyes when they talk to me, but that's because if I look at you in your face, I can't understand what you're saying. I gotta for some weird reason. I gotta see what you're saying in my mind, and I can't do that.
It's a word to that. And
I was about to say that sounds like some shit.
Yeah, probably some shit that I'm gonna use for an excuse when I get canceled. When I get canceled, it's gonna be my excuse. Y'all know I got whatever the fuck. So so I always wanted to I used to watch like Eddie Murphy Raw and shit like that, and I used to love Don't Be a Menace to Self-Centered.
Oh, that was that shit.
But I just knew I was going to do it, but I just was always scared to. And then I had this cousin. Well, I still got him, but he used to always introduce me as, at this point in time, just like 2007, 8, 9, 10.
Right.
He like, this my cousin Dave. He funnier than Mike Epps. He would just tell everybody that.
Yeah, some shit to live up to.
You know, whoever the number one comedian is, for some odd reason, especially now because they don't really, outside of Chappelle,
Right.
they don't really be crafted. They just be talking. They so funny.
Yeah.
People always think they funnier than that motherfucker. So when it's Kevin Hart, people were saying it. But it was this person. So it's like, he funnier than Mike Epps. And Mike Epps ain't funny. In my mind, Mike Epps funny as fuck.
Yeah, I see it.
Do you do as a comedian, do you do the comparison, like this person is funnier than this person? Or is it, how do you normally
No, because I know comedy is subjective. And my style is so different that it would be like a contradiction for me to say that.
Yeah.
To me, when comedians are comparable, a lot of times it's not a good thing.
Right.
So then you comparing apples and oranges or just your opinion.
Okay.
You know, it's to me, if it's something that's opinion based, I don't have a God complex. Some people think my opinion is a fact because I just talked to somebody yesterday, right? They posted a post that said, if Jeezy come out to that song, Old School Chevy, T.I. might as well leave. And I'm like, not really.
So you got T.I. beating Jeezy in the
what
battle?
I'm saying is,
but the post said if he come out with that, basically the shit is over. The verse is over. 4 number ones and 1 number 2. So I'm like, he could come out to the song with him and Rihanna, Live Your Life. He could come out to him and Justin Timberlake. It's a lot of them.
He could come out to the song with him and Robin Thicke. He could come out to.
Yeah, he do got some hits.
Dope. And I get what you saying. Like you say that ain't our shit, but I'm just like, that's your God complex. In general, so I said, let's change the name of it from Versus to fuck that song was number 1 for 10 weeks. I like the song that peaked at 57, so that song win.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes you got to step back and say, me personally, that ain't my song, but if a song number 1 for 10 weeks, people like it, and they override my opinion.
So hold on with that 2-part question. Do you like the verses? Do you like the concept of it?
I love it. I liked it more when they made it more of a celebration than competitive nature.
Yeah.
Do you think that something like that in comedy could work?
No. It would be more compared to the roast.
Yeah, I think you could
more
do
than a versus.
Because the thing is this, we try to think of that.
Yeah, because your joke versus my joke.
Yeah, but then it's like niggas got to sit there.
Yeah, because it's weird when there's no audience. You can't go off about
the thing about comedy, especially with like the urban community, it might work more for like mainstream or universal. Nigga, when I do shows, black people hate when they hear the same joke twice.
Oh,
especially if they seen it probably like previously, like on your page or something. Right. It's like I'm ready to see it.
See, this why I write my jokes like this. How I write my jokes. You ever watch a movie, right? Mm-hmm. And it's funny to you, but you never want to watch it again.
That's me recently.
But every time somebody come around and they never see it, you'll put it on for them, like, and then you go from not wanting to watch it to just sitting back to see their reaction to it. Mm-hmm. So I write my jokes in a way where if you've seen it, I can tell if you did, because now you turn and you can look at the people with you like, watch this. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. And then I just add more wrinkles to it, switch it up a little bit. But for the most part, I just feel like niggas hate when they hear this. Oh my God, they hate it. I already heard that. Like, nigga, it's 300 other people in here that didn't.
So you agree with the whole Kevin Hart model where he takes away and sends people away for having their phones out?
You should.
You would do the same thing?
I didn't know that.
If I could do that, yeah, because this the thing about comedy. You work out shit. Mm-hmm. When you got a song, you drop it, it's dropped.
There's no going back
I could start out with a joke that fucking completely sucks today and it'll be a beast of a joke 2 months from now.
Yeah.
So if y'all waiting on such and such to come out with something new, and this is how comedians work. I got a whole new list of jokes. It's gonna start out being so awful. I'm gonna go in small clubs and work them out.
Yeah.
If you ain't seen me since my last special and it was, in your opinion, lackluster,
right?
And then you fucking live me doing 60 minutes worth of brand new jokes.
People go off the right now. They see that, he's trash, he washed up.
And then back to hearing it again. No matter how much I improve it,
you already heard it. So your expectation is this joke sucks.
I already heard this shit. Yeah, he fixed it a little bit, but fuck him. You know.
So
and when you think about the whole Hannibal Buress shit, with Bill Cosby, that came from just a nigga telling jokes that he'd been told one day.
Yeah, the jokes wasn't new.
The time is different. Time is different. So, Dave, what's the wildest thing that ever happened to you on stage?
On stage?
Yeah, while you was performing.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. That heckler video is not top 10.
Is that the one that's on your page? Where you said, "Shut up, bitch"? That one.
Yeah. This how bad shit be for me. A nigga that do comedy posted. The whole world think that shit was crazy. That's a regular Tuesday for him. Like, I don't know what it is about. I already know what it is. I wear my khakis. You know what I'm saying? I wear my Spurs. And then North Alarm come out when they fuck with me. And they be like, I ain't know. But it's like, it's too late now because I can't go back to my jokes. You know, and then they go back. So, and then it's just like.
And you had practice in the hood.
Yeah.
So you right.
And also, I think people sit back and people had their picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, most comedians, because I write my jokes and I like to do a structured set.
Okay.
Most people that do that don't crack jokes. Mm-hmm. And then most people that come out don't have structured sets, they come out, your shirt yellow, your jeans tight. They don't fuck with the guy that come out. The TVs don't match in here because they know he'll roast them. Mm-hmm. So they'll sit back the whole night saying, I'm going to get somebody. And then I come out with my regular set. Hey, everybody. And they're like, okay.
They think you're a
this
square.
This nigga the one.
And you got something for their ass.
I got something for their ass the whole time.
You locked and fucking loaded.
Because the thing is, I got no lie. I got 15 jokes for every type of person right now.
Damn.
And then I could think of fucking 10 while I'm staring at you.
Hold on.
So what I do is, I say something I just came up with. If I can't think for the moment, I run off shit I've been had, then go back. You can't. I got 15 black nigga jokes. I got 15 fat nigga jokes. I got 30 motherfucking whatever jokes.
We had
just from experience and fucking getting roasted every day in my life by people.
Listen, the hood prepared you for this.
Oh
okay?
We had the comedian Woo Woo on, and she was telling us.
That's my girl.
That's not the Woo, man.
It takes a while to write out a joke. Does it take the same for you?
They said it takes about 3 or 5 years, I believe.
Boom, every couple of weeks, every couple of days.
You got to work on.
So if you watch the episode, what she said was it takes about, I believe, 3 to 5 years for it to perfect the joke. And that's because every time you're steady building and crafting and flipping and adding and subtracting it. Mm-hmm. And then like now you looked at it as like a year or so later, mm-hmm. and now that joke is like perfection, and you can probably kill it. Like
I think it takes 3 or 5. I would say 5 years to perfect your first set.
Okay.
Because you're still learning as an individual how to do it. Now with me, my thing is always think forward. It's like with music. You ever notice how much you love people's first album?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's because that's their whole life put into one album.
Mm-hmm. They put
and
everything
then the next
into
one
it.
is 2 years. These days, 6 months because it's mixtapes and all this shit now. But
not
back
Chris
when
Brown,
albums came out every 3. Well, he don't write all his shit. But I mean for people that responsibly got to write their own shit for the most part. Like when you look at like a fucking... Most of the great artists got the album that's a show enough classic and then they're commercial classic. Like you might got... Jay-Z got Reasonable Doubt, and then people might say The Blueprint is his commercial classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I would say Hard Knock Life Volume 2. Mm-hmm. And then you might got Nas, who might got Illmatic, and then you got... But Hard Knock Life was the one with the... I think Blueprint was the most complete album.
Blueprint was my shit,
But Hard Knock Life was like the commercials. I think that's his highest selling album.
So I thought I was going to be a dyke after Blueprint.
But,
I swear to God, I thought I was going to be a dyke after Blueprint. I was the hardest nigga going to school. I swear to God.
That's funny. But so like when you look at like even like comedians, it's even harder because it's like I just told you my life story and all the things that... And it take about 10 years to get your first break.
Okay.
I've been telling these jokes for 10 years. Now I do a special, and I can't say none of that shit again. And
have
y'all
you done
love
a special?
Me. I haven't, but when I do, I got to come up with a whole fucking new hour in one motherfucking
Well, nigga,
year.
work on it because I'm manifesting and it's coming.
So like what Wu said, at some point you got to figure out how to have a faster process of what's keepable and what's not.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at now, where it's like I could look at a joke now and be like, this, I could use this today. That one need work.
Okay.
And a lot of times, how I work on my jokes is because this is the thing about open mics, right? In the urban setting, people charge you for open mics. Mm-hmm.
So you gotta pay.
So people pay. They don't want to hear you practice, and they pay.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't go up there with a fucking piece of paper and be like, no. So I call it sandwiching. So if I got a joke that's untested, I put it between 2 of my best jokes.
Okay.
So that way, if it don't work, boom, right back.
But that's smart, though.
Or I got like quick hitters that's quick one-liners. Like I could just say something real quick to get a laugh. Like, is it wrong to ask the person with scoliosis to come straight back? But it's just that took 3 seconds. Boom. The crowd gonna laugh.
So you got something. If shit go wrong, boom, you got something.
But it go over some people's head. So now, while all this going on, I can sit back and say, "Where I'm gonna go at next."
So have you ever had a moment where it was like, okay, I ain't get shit out of there, now let's go? Like,
hell yeah. Especially when you got your own style.
Yeah.
It's hard because people don't really like originality. They really like
shit. Listen.
Everybody that say that don't even say it, because everybody that say that shit,
I'm a huge fan of comedy.
They're not there for me.
No, listen.
They're not there for me.
Listen, I'm a huge fan of comedy, and I must admit, and I'm sorry, I have not. I've seen one comedy show in our city. Mm-hmm. Only one. And was you on that ticket? I know it was a Cleon show, and it was downtown. It was a free ticket for me. Shit.
Okay.
And
shout out to Cleon and Woo Woo.
Yes. And it was funny as a motherfucker. I don't remember if you was on there, but I feel like you were.
It might have been down there at 347, down there by the hospital.
It was down there near the train station. I mean, where the light rail at. That little big ass thing that people be having parties and shit at.
The B&O Railroad Museum?
Is that it? I think. Maybe.
Lord knows. That nigga had a
up the street from Lexington Market.
Lexington Market. Oh! You talking about, oh my God.
Niggas that don't know nothing always, oh.
Nah, it was I forget that because it had like 8 names.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
that
about.
is one of them places that had 8 names.
Block across from a parking lot.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a free ticket for me, and I'm a huge fan of comedy, but I have not.
Sushi spot. But go ahead.
I have not really invested in going to see Baltimore comedians, and I want to get better with it.
Crazy out
But
here.
I'm a huge fan of comedy. Like, I will sit home and just watch comedy specials all day long.
I will say this with anything right now, because I think that when you do say this person used to be this and used to be that, a lot of times it's when they used to be hungry.
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta go check the lines out.
It was the grind.
And then these days, like how it's always been, but it's even easier now, a lot of the bigger people, they steal from the smaller people because they can't.
I heard of that.
Do you call that out when you see it happen, or you just like, all right, that's part of the game?
I tried to call it out, and it didn't go the way I thought.
Okay. Explain to us. You got blackballed, or
I will say this.
If you can.
And I always say what the fuck I want. I just stopped giving
Vibes podcast.
I just stopped trying to fucking help dummies.
The vibes,
you know
baby.
What I'm saying?
There you go.
But it's like, all right, with any form of life, it's a lowest form of it, and it's get crucified. Like, for instance, regular pedestrians. If you a child molester, fuck you.
You the lowest.
Call it out. And even if you're a gangster, if you say somebody a child molester, that's not snitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If you a thief, if you all these different things, you can be a snitch. Mm-hmm. So to me, a joke thief is the equivalent of the bottom of the barrel of a person, a character flaw in any type of setting. Mm-hmm. So when I got my joke stolen, I'm like, we got one.
Oh, you got stolen?
Yeah.
Did you find it out on your own, or somebody
called? What happened was,
dang,
the guy that stole it was mentoring me.
Did he? When you say steal, probably get a clarification for the audience.
I'm gonna tell you the joke, and then I'm gonna tell you if it's stealing.
Okay.
So the guy mentored me. Like I said, it took me years to get my style to work because I operate different. Yeah. So people was looking at me like, "What the fuck is this?" Because like I came up, my father loved like Red Fox, Rodney Dangerfield, Rudy Ray Moore. So he told jokes where it's like, "Did you get that?" Mm-hmm. And like I just don't go up there and talk. You gotta. I'm spinning you around. I'm flipping you. I'm distracting you. I'm punchline set up. Even though it's in monotone, but it's like
you're entertaining.
You're working while you're up there.
I'm telling jokes.
No, he's entertaining. It's a difference between telling jokes and entertaining.
I'm set up punchline.
Okay.
Set up punch like that last shit. You had to think about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, it came straight to the head.
For some. So when I was working it out, I would tell this joke, and I didn't get the reaction that it's called being sometimes you could be a blank's blank, a rapper's rapper, a comedian, or whatever. Normally that's when the person understands the craft, understand it more than the people that you're supposed to entertain.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like more of a comedian's comedian, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm trying to grow out of it, but you still want your respect.
At the end of the day.
From your peers that know what they're doing. So like I would tell the joke, comedians liked it because they understood it was crafty. The crowd, first off, it was kind of edgy, and then secondly, it was like, wow.
Would you say a lot of your jokes are edgy, or you kind of teeter the line? Okay, so you got a certain audience. You would say you.
I will say this. I've never tried to swim. I've never been on a roller coaster. I'm scared of heights. The stage is my roller coaster, and then once I'm so naturally good at it, I know how to do what you want me to do. I can do what they do better than them because they not even fucking doing what they supposed to be. They're letting people dictate what I can go up there and tell you what you think funny. But when I do it my way, you know, it's a little bit different. So I got my own way of doing it. So I go up there, boom, and tell the joke. The comedian, like, he would always say, yo, that shit funny. Y'all don't get it. And then he would tell his joke saying, that's a road joke. But a road joke, when a comic said that, he's playing what you're saying. When I leave town, I'm going to tell you a joke. That's what they say when they say, oh, that's a road joke.
Oh, so basically he told you he was going to steal.
But he was saying it in a joking way.
Okay, so you was like,
whatever.
Let it go.
Because he said it in front of the crowd. Like, so then one day, he waited till nobody was around that he thought I knew. But I don't broadcast my friendships. You know what I'm saying? So one new comedian there heard him say the joke. And then he called me. And he was like, I ain't trying to sound like no bitch or nothing because calling niggas on a three-way is like a bitch. But he was just starting comedy. He was scared of what would happen for him telling me.
Right, because he's new.
And he was like, I don't want you to think I'm lying. Because the dude mentored me. We running around together. So it's like if I come to you saying, yo, she said this, you ain't going to believe me. But I'm like, I got a video. You know what I'm saying? So he called his homeboy like, yo, thanks for coming out last night. He said, no problem. He said, remember last night when I said that guy stole a joke? He was like, yeah. And then he was like, what was it? And the guy like paraphrased it. I was like, all right. So the joke was, I got a joke about, are y'all familiar with Club International?
She is.
Yes.
Okay. It's real rough down there. Right?
Oh, shit.
So I got a joke saying, it was this one girl that tried to talk to me that had 4 teardrops on her face.
Oh, shit. Yeah, sound like Club International.
One for every abortion, right? And then I say, I got so scared, I got up and ran and tripped over my own feet. And she said, you need to tie your shoes before you kill yourself. And I said, you need to tie your tube before you kill somebody else. And that was the joke.
Okay.
Now, because I understand setup and punchline for one, and for two, you know how when you define a word, you can't use that word in the definition?
Yes.
Right.
When you do setup punchline, you got to be synonym heavy.
Okay.
Even if it's small amount of details, like if the setup got butt in it, the punchline should say ass. You shouldn't say ass twice. Like it's just small shit that just add more punch when you switch the words up.
Okay.
He goes on stage and said, I went to the abortion clinic and seen a girl with 4 teardrops on her face, one for every abortion. But because he used the word abortion in the setup, it didn't hit
it fell
in the punch.
Yeah.
But I found out about it, hit him up. His response was, who said that? Like, no, fuck who said it.
Fuck that.
Right.
Did you say it?
Did you say it?
And then we kind of just, so I go tell niggas. So at the time, we was doing like sketches together. I tell everybody, this nigga does a power move on me. Kick me off the sketch and then hired everybody that's supposed to have some type of influence about some shit. So they kind of like, yeah, so that's when I seen like niggas out here struggling. And if you got $150 for them to perform at a pub on a Wednesday, they not going to turn on you.
Right. So as long as you put money on their pocket.
And the thing where I realize is this, and this sounds crazy when I say this. How many comedians do you think it is in this country, give or take?
Country?
Shit.
A bunch.
I would say I had to put a number about 200,000.
And I'm saying this, y'all not going to believe me when I say this.
A bunch.
It's about 16 comedians that all of them at some point taking something from. It's only about 20 original straight up and down.
I mean, when you first starting out, and call me, you can attest to this. When you first starting out, you're going to see different styles. Like, all right, I can do that, I can do that.
But you still got to find a way to put you in it.
Yeah.
It's like if you a chef, I can give you a recipe,
I was about to say.
but you still going, at the while, you're going to be like, nigga, I'm eyeballing this splat.
Nigga, but I feel like it's like being a singer. You know how people start off singing and the person that you listening to all the time is the one you mimicking?
Yeah.
Then you got to find your tone and your voice.
And that's possible, but just say, you sing?
No.
Damn, you said that like you do. And then you're going to say, no, with the singer breath. She said it like Tony Braxton.
No.
That's my favorite karaoke, too.
I will say this. The difference with it is, even if you kind of pick up certain things from them, you still got to sing your own song.
But you gotta find it. And I feel like with comedy, it's the same thing. You gotta find out who you are.
Yeah, but while you're doing that, you can't
be trying to mimic somebody else. That's why, for me, listening to you, I feel like maybe you shouldn't go out there until you figured out what you are and where you fit in.
I mean, it comes with experience. But
keep practicing at your grandmother barbecue.
But you can't take somebody straight up and down joke.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I feel like this. Don't get me wrong. I watch people and I learn shit from them, but it don't mean I take from them.
It's a difference.
I could be like, damn, whenever he get in a jam, he do this instead of that. Or even something that's crazy as, okay, whenever he tell a joke that's super edgy where it might turn the crowd, he put it on somebody else. I could take that from somebody. Not the joke, but, I'm about to say something so fucked up, I got to make it where somebody else said it. So the joke will go from me saying it to, yo, why my uncle said this? Mm-hmm. But I learned it from somebody, but I didn't steal that joke.
Right.
So it's ways you learn from people and watch them. And naturally, the same way how you pick up slang words from being around your friends, you can pick up mannerisms sometimes. You can even pick up, it happens.
I mean, you do that in a relationship too, though.
Like I can always tell when my bitch fucking with another nigga because she use a new slang word. What the fuck
I'm not fucking playing
fuck with you. Fuck you mean you ain't gonna hold me, fam?
Hold on. What were you doing right now? Are you a full-time comedian or you got? Yes. How was the transition when you could finally
say, I got fucking laid off?
Shouts out to coronavirus.
What was you doing?
I got laid off September 17th of. Well, I'm going to say it was a leap of faith because what happened was that part of my job closed. And they offered me another job.
Okay, so you had money.
And I was like, nah, I'm going to take the severance and I'm going to be,
And I'm going to try this
out. So you jumped out there on comedy just off. How long were you doing it before you jumped out there?
That's how you know it's your purpose,
8 or 9 years.
Okay, so you had put some time in.
Put some time in, but really I didn't.
All right.
But no, because I worked that
night.
Man.
I worked that night. So I was relying on my natural ability, and that can't take me so far. So, like, for instance, if I do comedy 4 times a month, it's niggas that do it 4 times a week. And I'm smoking their ass.
Ooh.
But how much longer is that going to...
Right, because they doing it more than you.
And not even competing against them. Just...
Yourself
myself.
In general.
Myself. Like, I'm not going to see my full potential. Because with anything you don't do enough, you're getting back to where you was. So when I don't do it as much as I'm supposed... Let's just say... I'm doing comedy 4 times a month. Let's just say one weekend I'm sick, one weekend I ain't booked. That's twice in a month. When I go on stage, I'm not getting better. I'm getting back where I was.
Where you were.
It's no growth.
Yeah. Or, I mean, the good thing was it made me better mentally because I would sit at work finding ways to do mental gymnastics to make up for the lack of stage time.
See, but that goes into your character and the person that you are, but put that on somebody else, and like you said, that doesn't make that person better. It just puts them in the same spot. They still stuck in that same place.
Right.
Now you had that hustle and that mentality to say, even if I'm not on stage, I'm still going to work on my craft. I'm still going to do what I need to do because I want to be better. Like, that was your passion, that was your purpose, and I feel like that's why you're succeeding now. Right. But some people, it take a minute to even get there.
It's a marathon. Like even with me, it's people that. And like I said, I know what to do to get a certain place based on just comedy is easy too. It's hard and it's easy. Right. It's rocket science, but it's not rocket science, if that makes sense. Yeah. And it's like, I can go on stage and talk about, they call it stock jokes. The stock joke is like a joke that don't nobody own. Like, yeah, black women hate getting their hair wet. Oh, I went to the market with my mother and she said, don't touch shit, don't ask for shit. All that stock shit. Yeah. But it's a way to spin it and make it yours and be funny and relate to everybody. Fuck that. Niggas out here dying from AIDS. I gotta find a way to make it funny.
Yeah.
They say laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, I mean, whatever medicine you need all the medicine you can get, buddy. But
do you find like in your line of work it's hard to maintain a relationship because comedy is mostly done at like nights or midday type situations?
Settings
It's hard for me to say because I haven't been in. I think most people that's been in more than one relationship or has been in like with me, I was already in a relationship when I started comedy.
Okay.
And then there's some people who find it easier when they already doing comedy before the relationship because it's like you taking on.
You already know what I was doing.
Yeah, and with me it's like I just woke up like, yo.
And you still with the same one?
What the fuck was that?
You get
slapped. That motherfucker sound like a car that wouldn't start.
I'm saying it's real right now, and comedy has something to do with it.
Okay. So if you had to choose between keeping what's real and keeping your love for comedy, which one you want?
My love of comedy.
Oh, so ain't no woman coming in between that.
You don't love me if you
I
want me to stop
I was about to say
comedy.
I don't mean no harm, but
you don't love me if you want me to.
If you want your man to choose between his passion, unless he's a drug dealer, his passion and you, I think that's fucked up and very selfish. Because bitch, he ain't tell you stop stripping, and your titties hanging down to your fucking ankle.
That's right. And
Motherfucker.
Your pussy be open, but it be closed. You ever see a
fucking swinging door?
You ever see a tight pussy with loose lips?
Listen,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say that shit don't be fire though. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
You ever see it though? Like it be the pussy tight, but the lips loose.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It
look like when your grandmother got her teeth out, but be like sexual. Because it got the tight clutch, but it got the gums.
Hold on, before we head out, we gotta get back onto the producer's hoodie. So the producer today has on a hoodie that say "Fat Out of Here," y'all. And y'all know I represent for all the BBWs. Shouts out to y'all. And like Woo Woo said, watch out for the big girls. It's not our fucking anthem.
I don't think that it's against them. I think it's him trying to get in shape himself. Fat out of here.
I mean, I understand that, but
he's like, yeah, that's some motivation.
And I don't mean, and this is where he has the right.
He do.
And when I say this is not because people that take everything individually. Stereotypical, in a nutshell, broad statement. Them big bitches like strippers that be male strippers. They be the skinny bitches don't even like the male strippers.
That's a fact.
I don't like male strippers. I don't like male strippers because they be having cock rings, and I'm a big bitch, and they be having cock rings and shit. And I think all male strippers is gay. Sorry, y'all, but I do.
I think
because y'all be changing into them G-strings in front of other men.
I hope nobody got this in the room. Don't beat me up. If you ain't from a tribe with a tribal tattoo,
so you don't think you can't rock tribal tattoos?
Not if you're not from a tribe.
But what you say about the women that be having the little Chinese writing and shit, they ain't Chinese.
I mean,
listen, he must got a tribe tattoo.
What I'm saying is that shit gay. I'm trying to say it in a nice way.
Listen.
If you got tribal you ever seen a nigga with tribal tattoos and you don't be like, that nigga a little zesty? Or he do zesty shit. Like, yo got, like, he 40 with a nigga roommate.
Oh, my God. Yes. Not a 40 with a nigga roommate, yo.
In a one bedroom.
And they be wrestling tonight.
And they don't got a sofa bed. So you telling me, nigga,
who's sleeping where?
You right.
What would you do?
I think a nigga with an air mattress with the headboard on it. Well, go ahead.
First of all, I was one of them niggas, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
That means you fuck for a place to stay.
I have. Have you not ever?
I have the potential to.
That's called tricking. That is called
it's called a hobosexual.
Hold on, but I didn't had a nigga try to eat me into a place to stay, so I understand.
Did it work?
Hell no. That nigga hit me up today like, don't be mean. I was like, bitch,
put him out with your legs still shaking.
It's time to get out.
Fucking tip drill.
How do I call this nigga? How do I get more head without getting in the house? Now she out this bitch throwing car seats out the car. Sticking up pussy in the back of a Tundra. A Toyota Tundra. She just getting up pussy. She out this bitch at she renting a car to get her pussy ate in. Did these sheets fold in the back? Thank you. I'll take this tie hoe. And I'm about to call tie hoe.
Oh my God.
We asked the previous guest this. Are you aware of this whole on social media, this Birkin bag situation?
That's young people stupid shit.
So do you think it's a difference between young people call it tricking. At an older age, what do you call
it? I think Fabulous said it the best. They said it ain't tricking if you got it, that's fine. I say it ain't tricking if you got her, she's mine.
And it kind of goes to what we talked about earlier.
True. They go that way. I feel like, what I'm saying is this though. I feel like, when I say young shit, it's like, I wouldn't mind spoiling somebody based on them having their own mind too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this what you like, because this what you like. Because when you look at certain shit that don't hold value, and to me, I sympathize with the first group of crackheads because they didn't know what the fuck. No, I'm about to make a point. I sympathize with the first group of crackheads because they didn't know the results of it. But now you talking about hip hop is what?
Hold on. I must agree.
You tried some shit you ain't know about. All right.
You didn't see a junkie. You didn't see a junkie.
Hold on, because they was right in fucking Givenchy's and Pascal's. How's the motherfucker talking about let's party? And then now, nigga,
it's almost like with basketball, right? People say you can't compare LeBron and Jordan because Nobody asked Michael. He never had the same pressure because nobody asked Michael Jordan to be Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's true.
So when you look at this shit, all right, now we done seen in the past 30 years how many stories of rappers being broke, entertainers being broke, all these things, and it's just like at some point between two people, one person gotta say, "Nigga, I understand this," but every car you pull off the lot, 50% of the value gone.
Yep, that's true.
But
you buying something that's $30,000 that's seasonal, and people that really, average people that really got money, other broke people will be like, "Ew, that's from last year."
Mm-hmm.
It's a
2020, but he got 2019. Ew, what?
So it's like you buy a Birkin bag in a certain color, and then a whole new group come out, and they switch the logo up a little bit. You can't wear it for another 15 years because you got to be vintage now before somebody takes something about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and by then, you selling it.
Do you think now in your profession or just in general that people are judged not based off the facts, but based off the popular opinion?
I'm gonna tell you what I call all this. I call it man culture. Right?
Okay.
And that's what I mean by man culture. Men will stand in a circle together, and their deal is this: I'll lie to you, and you know I'm lying. But I'll listen to your lies, so we even. Mm-hmm. And niggas are standing around each other and talk about how they run their house, and they don't. Talk about how they fuck shit out of a bitch, and they
don't.
And I know you lying, but
hey,
is it my turn? Yeah, I just had the threesome, you know. And then what happens is some people. You ever meet somebody that every time they tell you their side of the story first, you believe them, and then find out they're a liar, and be like, how this motherfucker every time find a way to get to me first? And that's what all this is. It's like everybody just lying to each other, and we know niggas lying to each other, and then we find a way to believe the lies. You waking up making sure everybody see the edited version of your life. What make you think they not?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not waking up showing my bills with the red flag on
and
it.
I was about to say,
the moment
I feel like the person that's on social media revealing their true self doesn't really get the recognition.
And even that's edited.
No, mine ain't never edited.
You ain't telling all your business. That's what I mean by edited.
It's you showing your highlight reel. You showing what's the best of you. Ain't showing the...
You showing your good bad.
Right, your good bad. No. Not the bad bad. You showing, all right, I got a bill, but I paid it.
So for me, it's
ain't nothing wrong with that either.
No, but for me, I like to show my vulnerability because I feel like with me, the trials and tribulations that I've been through, I never know who might have been there or is in it. And then me telling mine can make you say, damn, let me see how she did it.
And they get the let's keep it real ball rolling. Because then a person might be like, you know what? I'm going to be honest too.
But I never want to be famous, right? I don't want to be Baltimore famous. I don't want to be famous. I want to be wealthy. And not even wealthy.
I mean, but
I just want to be financially free. I just want to be financially free. I want my kids to be good. I want me to be good. I want to buy some shit and not be like, damn, bitch, you could have said that to buy this and get this. I want to be able to say, comfortable in my finances.
But let's say...
And see, that's where it's a lot of double standards with that too. Because it's like this. We could sit back and say, this person blowing that money on this, that, and this, right? But if you really break it down to the grain minimum of salt, if you making car payments, you buying something you can't afford. Because it's an $8,000 car you can save up for, or $5,000 car.
But at least it's helping your credit.
But see,
so there is a wealthy game.
So what I'm saying is there's some people that drive a better car than their boss.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? I will say this. It's hard to buy a fucking house flat out.
Yep, that's true.
But I mean, it's
hard to buy a car flat out.
It is.
You can get something, I mean, on the low.
It is if you got a certain standard you want for yourself.
True.
This is true.
But you really can't afford it if you can. There's niggas out here that got payments on a 98.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I ain't
Shout
knocking
out
them.
to the 98.
I'm just saying.
No, I ain't got no payment. Shit, fuck that.
You can't turn around and talk shit about somebody, you know.
But that's the problem with human beings itself. Everybody's worried about the next man instead of worried about themselves and how we can make ourselves better to make a better tomorrow.
But see, that's the double standard because you still wake up and go open your phone and look at other people.
That's true.
God damn.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
It's like,
no, that's real shit.
You don't go on your page and check it. You look at everybody else shit.
And that's true.
I done had shows where I said, is your life more important than everybody else's? or is their lives more important than yours? Because why are you at an event doing something,
checking your phone,
and you'd rather look at what somebody else is doing?
Oh my God!
Explain
I hate that shit.
then. Do you do that?
Me, no, because I'll be the one on stage mad.
No, I understand because I'm an MC, and we done some. I did a birthday party, and I get they was 16, but I feel the parents was partying harder than the fucking kids, and I was like,
parents are worse than kids. Period.
But what I'm saying is, when their song come on, this was all they was doing.
You ever see a concert and it looked like back when the people used to sing the sad song?
Yes.
And they had a lighter up, but it's just all phones?
Yes.
Like, you can't do nothing wrong now. You can't miss a beat in life.
Listen.
Like, imagine the pressure of knowing you can't miss a beat in
Everything got to be perfect.
Everything.
Yeah. Especially in entertainment. In entertainment, nothing can be right. That's why I was saying, like, when I MC, I am E. Grady the baby. I have to look a certain way. I gotta have the good wig on with the makeup.
Oh my God! You only see people when you don't. Oh my God!
Listen, you catch me at Walmart. You catch me at Walmart, it's a different bitch.
Nigga,
okay?
I was in Walmart.
I'm Aaron.
Nigga say, Dave Butler, is that you? Yes. Can I take a picture?
No.
I don't get asked enough to tell nobody no.
Nigga, shit. Let me put this head on over here. I don't get asked enough to
tell nobody no. I get it here and there, not enough to tell nobody no.
But what she was saying is being a comedian, is it different? Because what she was saying, she'd rather have the money without the fame.
It's a way. Like,
do you think that, say you get the money, you got everything you want, but none of your peers respect you, the public don't respect you, but you getting that money? Or would you rather your peers respect you, the world knows
but
you,
fame
adores,
doesn't make
but you ain't got the money like that?
That's the fucked up part about the entertainment business. A lot of times to get to that point, you're going to do shit that makes some people not respect you.
Yeah.
Because at some point, that's why, like, one of the best things that happened to me was that video. Because I know for a fact I ain't getting no Pepsi deal. All I can do is get a cult following and make money off niggas that like the bullshit I be on.
Did you have to come to grips with that when it happened? You was like, damn, I ain't really want to be known for that.
Before that, I would say I didn't want to be known for that. Let me give you an example of why I didn't want to be known for it. Okay. I can do that, but I take too much pride and effort into my craft. So let's just say, I'll give you an example. Let's just say basketball came on TV 3 times a year. An exhibition game, all-star game, and the finals, right?
Okay.
Or all-star weekend. But it's still 82 games. We around each other, we see each other, we play each other, but the crowd don't, right? Steph Curry, you know what he do with that basketball. So he gets to the 3-point line. Shoulder fake. A nigga jump out the gym because he got a fucking lethal shot, right?
Right.
He runs to the rim. The whole motherfucking lane open because Clay can shoot, Draymond can shoot, Katie can shoot. He runs to the rim full speed and dunk on LeBron. LeBron fall, roll over in the crowd, get up, boom. Everybody gonna say he should be in the dunk contest. And he's saying, y'all niggas ain't never seen my jump shot.
That's a different way of looking at that shit.
So that's what I'm Steph. I want y'all to see I've been shooting with my father since I was 3. I want you to see this motherfucker wet from half court.
You want to see what you've been proved.
Okay. Yeah. Versus we all can jump. Nigga, we athletes.
Right. Everybody know you can fucking jump.
I can roast a motherfucker. I'm a comedian.
So you saying that's easy. Like, yeah, I can roast. That's my shit.
I ain't gonna lie.
See this
new group
but you need to see my set.
But these new group of comedians, because they had, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying,
when you say new group of comedians, are you referring to, since you told me your age, there was, when you were coming up, there were stand-up comedians.
What I mean is, I'm the last of the Mohicans. I started in 2010.
Oh shit!
So I started when you didn't blow up, and I'm not against online. What I'm saying,
that's what I was about to say.
This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you had to get off the porch, and didn't nobody know your name until you got good. And you had to earn everybody respect, and nobody could capitalize off you until you got good. It's pros and cons for them kids, and I'm not knocking them because some of it is not their fault. If I bring 1,000 motherfuckers out because of who I am, you gonna pay me.
Absolutely, we don't give a fuck what you do.
What I'm saying is this: I didn't have the luxury of literally sitting on my porch and waiting for people to say, we like you enough that we'll come see you. No, I had to go places where ain't nobody give a fuck about me, ain't come to see me.
Make a name for yourself.
It wasn't that.
Do you feel like it's easier now? Because it's a lot of...
It's pros and cons. It's harder and easier. Because what they're doing is a craft within itself.
Being in front of online.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I didn't get to wait until people said, we want to see you. Niggas like, who the fuck is this nigga?
You was a no name.
Yeah. so that's like the pros and it's like the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I say I'm like the last of the Mohicans, so it's like I earned my stripes, I earned how to be funny, and that's what I want to be known for. I do sketches, I do all that. I got shit that got views. It's all that's part of. Don't get me wrong. Let me back up because I hear people say stand-ups trying to do sketches. Well, once upon a time, that was the same thing. When you watch Living Color, 90% of them niggas are stand-ups.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch Saturday Night Live, outside of Will Ferrell and like 3 other niggas, all on stand-up, you know.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to be known for my writing because, like you said, about a way to be wealthy without being known, writing.
Writers make that motherfucker.
So I want you to know I can write.
Would you write for other comedians, or have you wrote for other comedians?
Voluntarily and involuntarily, yes.
Okay. So is this something that, knowing that comedians are supposed to have their original jokes and nobody supposed to be written for them, like
you write about their niche, like for instance, like I always tell niggas.
Is that like a secret
like
thing in the comedian? Because you're the only comedian that ever said, "Yeah, I had somebody write my jokes." Is that like
no? I never had anybody write mine.
No, you wrote for other people. With rappers, they would
but
never say somebody wrote their joke.
And everybody does this. It's called like tagging.
Okay.
Like if you a rapper and you say something and a nigga be like, "Yo, that was cold," but if you just said this instead of that, that'd have been better.
Is that ghostwriting though?
No.
To me, that's just tagging.
And that's that shit they say Nicki Minaj always did. They say she technically writes her raps, but there's always somebody there to be like, I like how you said it, but let's change it and do it. Say it like this.
But is that wrong though?
But that's why they're always beefing about it because she's like, I still write my shit.
Right. I've had people. I'll give you an example. I got this one joke, right, where I say, my favorite cocktail of choice is called a Chris Brown. Right?
Oh shit.
And I say, y'all never had one. I said it's light. I said it's light. It'll have you tipsy all over the dance floor.
It's gonna knock the shit out you.
But it don't hit you till you're in the car on the way home. All right? That was the joke. I kept saying to myself, how do I add on to that?
Okay.
And then I said, and then I told the bartender, if you ain't got something light that'll make me hit somebody in the car on the way home, then give me something brown that'll make me hit somebody with my car on the way home.
Okay.
So I'm drinking brandy.
Good choice.
Brandy's killed somebody with a car before. You know that?
First of all, I like how you just did that. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, brandy killed. You know that, right? So,
look,
when I was trying to think of the second part, another comedian called me.
I knew you was coming. I thought you was coming with some R. Kelly shit. I ain't gonna
Another
lie.
comedian called me and was like, yo, you know who else did something crazy in the car? Brandy, and that's the name of a drink too. So he gave me the tag. He didn't write it, but he put in my mind. Don't forget about Brandy.
Yeah.
All right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always give him credit because it ain't too often that happened to me, but it does because I only taught the niggas that's beast. If you ain't if iron sharps iron, why would I? So I'm always talk to people that be like, but there are niggas that hit me up. I got a special on writing, blah blah blah. Now what I do is this. I find out what your niche is. That thing about you that. If I write it, I can't talk about it. I'm not gonna give you some shit I came up with all on my own because I ain't write that $1 million joke yet. What if I give it to you and you get the $1 million?
Yeah.
But let's just say you talk about being a guidance counselor. Your whole set about being a guidance, or the most of the things you talk about being a guidance counselor. I can sit back and come up with some guidance counselor jokes.
Right.
Or I could. A lot of times I'll sit back like if a nigga be like, Dave, help me write. I might tell him send me like 10 links. I might watch like 10 of their sets and just be like, you should have said this instead of that. You spent too much time on this.
Just build
wrap that, put that there.
Is this a secret in the art that you're saying before I let E-Baby get to it? Is this a secret in the art? Because nobody that I know of or watch has ever said that I had someone undercover write my jokes. I know joke stealing is out there, but to write their jokes, is this something that's in the comedy community that's hidden and nobody talks about?
Yeah, I think it's hidden. Because the thing is, there's people that don't write. And they don't write for other people. And they take pride in it. So it's almost like you can view that as performance enhancement.
All right.
Like this nigga taking steroids because he got 5 or 6 niggas there. Most of the time when you got writers, it's right now I don't deal with niggas that like made it. So they don't have that demand. Like right now we all trying to make it. Like I said, you telling the same joke for 10 years. You still going to different places, but nobody heard it sing you. It's no pressure.
Yeah.
But what about when you get that HBO special?
You know somebody heard
next
this joke.
year. You got to have another one. by all means, or you're not getting this other $1 million. You think you're not gonna call your homeboys up that's nice and be like, nigga, we need to come up with, because them niggas touring with you.
Yeah.
You think they gonna stop touring? Yeah, that's an example. They gonna fuck up their life because you could come up with another set, nigga.
But so let's say, because you said you don't do it, let's say that's off the off chance that somebody writes a joke for you. 5 years go down, you got your HBO special, you say that joke, he comes out, boom, that's my joke, he didn't pay me for it. How would you handle that?
I would pay that nigga, first and foremost.
So he won't come out. The fuck? You don't want my secret out.
That's for one. And for two, it's like I said, I've never taken a whole joke, but you can give me something to build on. You can give me something to ponder on because of those type of situations. I've met a nigga that told me 5 niggas he wrote for. You notice I didn't name nobody.
Right.
If I named the people, you'll be like, what the fuck? Or if I showed you inside my phone blue check niggas that's like, I got an audition, what should I say? Fuck you, because you ain't even telling me about the audition. But either way, you know, it's like you got that going on, but to me, it's like I'll never ask for like a whole joke.
Okay.
I'll just give me something to ponder on, pick my brain, blah, 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 and that's cool. But a whole joke, because I was talking to this nigga one day, he named 5 motherfuckers he wrote for, right? Then I go on stage and come up. He gonna say, you know what? I got a joke for you. No, the fuck you don't.
No, the fuck you don't.
No, you don't.
So, before we wrap it up, do you see yourself being a mentor to someone else one day?
In comedy?
Yes.
I am now a lot. I
Okay.
got a phone call on the way here. The thing is, it's like there's different types of comedians and it's different things that people want out of comedy.
Yeah.
Because we have a buffer now.
What's the buffer?
You got to be careful what you say and
when
how
I say a buffer, I mean social media. Everybody can try, and it's not against no certain group of people. I'm saying just a regular person that just chilling, not even calling themselves a comedian. They can kind of test the water, dip the. So, and there's a lot of people. Like I look at certain niggas that do comedy and be like, damn, this nigga got a guitar tattoo on his arm, a microphone on the other. This nigga just want to be famous for something. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I'm gonna make it somewhere.
So it's like, you got people that come into the game and they might look at a person like maybe like a Cleon and be like, I want to be with him because he's popular. And then you see a nigga like me come on stage and it's like, that nigga can write. I want to be like that. But it ain't nothing to go around because I ain't no online. I just don't be like taking 1,000 pictures or talking about who this or that. I just be just doing.
Do you feel like that hurts you compared to your competition in Baltimore since it's so small?
Absolutely. The thing that hurt me is I'm not the type of person that would even be on social media if I didn't do comedy. And I'm not the type of person that wake up in the morning and say, how can I make more people like me? So that works against me. And I'm an introvert and I'm fucking awkward. So it's like, I don't be into a lot of shit. I just love doing stand-up. But that ain't enough.
Do you feel like with what you just said, you know what your flaws are? Do you feel like you're going to reach a ceiling to one point where you have to get past that?
I'm working on it now.
Okay.
I do feel like with Corona, this will fuck me up. When I lost my job, I started buying a bunch of shit for production. It's this guy named Andrew Sculpts, right? He recorded himself do like 5 hours of comedy every weekend.
God damn.
Out that 5, because he do 5 shows.
Oh, an hour each?
Yeah.
Shit.
He the headliner. So he take that and then he record every second of it. Out of 5 hours, you can get 10 minutes of gold. At least. Probably broken down in 5 minutes a piece. So now you got 2 or 3 videos a week of you being fucking beastly on shit.
Killing it.
So I went and bought all the shit I needed to do shit outside. And then outside shut down. Then I had to turn around and buy all the shit.
You go back inside.
And now outside.
It's okay, baby. You're going to make that shit back. But Dave, tell them how they can find you on social media. It's okay. He going to make it. Don't worry about it.
How can people find you,
on
man?
social media?
Instagram, Comedian Dave Butler. Facebook, Comedian Dave Butler or Dave Butler. Twitter.
You know, I never know they
Big
Twitter.
Dave Butler. And fucking TikTok.
You on TikTok?
I made a TikTok video.
How long you been on TikTok?
Shit, he was in the house. Shit, he was bored.
I made a TikTok like 7 months ago. I made my first TikTok video like 4 days ago, maybe.
Oh, see, he was bored.
I was bored. I was on FaceTime with somebody and did something. And they was like, that could be a TikTok. So I did it.
So did you skip the whole Vine age? You just hopped right in? Snapchat, none of that. You just hopped right into TikTok?
To me, Vine was the most genius one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because
a lot of people came from that.
Because you had to come up with something.
It was like 5 seconds, wasn't it?
7 seconds, but really wasn't even a whole 7. I just couldn't.
That's fast as fuck.
And then it went from that to 15 seconds on Instagram. And that's where I dropped the ball. Because before they came up with repost apps, before they came up with all these things, if a nigga tried to be funny on Instagram when it was 15 seconds at first, you had to just follow him. Because you couldn't post it on your page because it wasn't no repost app.
Right.
You would tag motherfuckers. They would say, oh, he ain't even that funny to me, but it's better than just looking at pictures.
So
well,
they didn't have no video. It was straight pictures.
It was straight pictures. You added 15-second videos. It was people that was recording themselves doing stupid shit like lip syncing songs. And then it was niggas trying to be funny. I missed that part, and then that's when the 1 minute came in, and this what is when I say fuck my life. When that video came out with me roasting a lesbian, if it was able to be on IGTV,
it would have hit different.
I'd have probably been at 200, 300.
Well, listen, if y'all heard him, if y'all want to follow Dave Butler, get his sets, be cracked on if you're a lesbian, you can follow him. Give it to him one more time.
And I also do this one thing. I brought it back out. It's called 1-800-REAL NIGGA, right?
Okay.
That's how I used to answer the phone all the time. My homegirl said you need to make that a hotline. So I actually get people to video record themselves questions, and then I answer them online. So I got a couple I'm doing tomorrow, and then just look out for that. And that's it.
We sure will. We thank you so much for sticking it out with us.
You know it's another episode of the Vibes. If nobody don't know, Dave Butler.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.